You're on, I believe.
This meeting is being held in conformance with the Sunshine Law. Notice of time, date, and place has been furnished to the Bergen Record and the Ridgewood News. Notice has also been posted on the bulletin board of the Administration Building. Would the clerk kindly take the roll?
Mayor Giordano.
Here.
Ms. Saracola.
Here.
Mr. Ritchie.
Here.
Mr. Schatz. Mrs. Sherman.
Here.
Are we bringing Michelle onto the meeting? No, okay.
Everyone kindly rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let us have a moment of silence for all our Waldeck veterans and all veterans across our country who have given the ultimate sacrifice to keep us free so that we could assemble the way we are tonight. The clerk kindly do the prayer.
Dear Lord, we start this meeting asking for your guidance and wisdom. May we find unity and fairness, the outcome to reflect our wishes to assist the borough in all their endeavors. Thank you in his name. Amen.
Amen. Good evening, everyone. And under my report, I have a couple of items. First, I would like to let everyone know that one of our residents, Ashley Greco, she was a young girl that helps out with the tree lighting ceremony. She won the title of Miss New Jersey Teen of 2023 over the weekend in Atlantic City. And now she is going on to represent the state of New Jersey and compete for Miss America Teen in January. So we wish her well, and I'd like to have the interim administrator to kindly put congratulations on the electronic signboard for her. Also, the first opening of the pool, we had a lifeguard do a first save. We don't have the information about the lifeguard and what took place yet, so we're going to be reaching out and seeing if the lifeguard come to the July 18th meeting so we can honor the lifeguard like we always do. Also, I met with an Eagle Scout the other day. The Eagle Scout has to do a project. There were a couple of projects that we had in mind for him, but unfortunately his leader said there wasn't worthy enough of a lot of time to work. So what he is going back to his leaders with is the areas here that we just put new trees and the new grass. He's going to make benches. He's going to build benches, and on the side of the benches put little flower pots. There'll be 2 benches that'll be on this side of the property. So he's going to see if he can get approved with that. Also, I attended the 8th grade graduation promotion ceremony last Friday morning. And then in the afternoon, the council went with myself to the high school graduation. We wish everyone much success in their promotions. Also, yesterday I had the honor of talking to the Junior Police Academy. After a hot day outside doing a lot of work with teams, the fire department, the police department, and the ambulance corps, they set up here for half an hour, kept cool, and we had an open discussion about why I'm here, what I do, and how come I do it. So they were kind of happy with that. And then last night I went to the Girl Scouts bridging ceremony, in which they had 70 girls go from one age level of scouting up into another. And they were very excited and happy. They had it in Borough Park, and they had to cancel it twice, once because of the weather that came in from Canada, and then the heat from last week. So what they did was they had it down. Also tonight, I am proud to announce that we have finally selected our new administrator, and the new administrator will start on July 10th. The new administrator, how we started the process is 14 applicants came in. We interviewed 8, we narrowed it down to 2. Then the council had a special meeting in which we chose one of the candidates. I'm not going to talk much about the candidate, but when he is here on July 10th, he'll tell you all about him, or you'll hear about it through everything on our website. But I'll just give you a little bit of his education credentials. He has a Master's of Public Administration. He has a Mini Master's of Public Administration, Bachelor's of Art in Communication, Certified Public Manager, Qualified Person Agent, Leadership Certification, Strategic Public Commission, Certificate in Municipal Financial Administration, Eastern Regional Network Scholarship, Incident Management Levels. And also he is very well versed, or knows very much about the PFAS remediations that we're doing within this town. And we are very happy and proud that he has accepted our offer. And as I said, he'll start on July 10th. He has been meeting with the council. He met with the council tonight. Next week or this week sometime, he'll meet with all our department heads. And we wish him well, and I'd like to introduce you to him. His name is Stephen Neal. We usually don't have that many people at the meetings, so we figure we'll make it a little bit important for you, so we brought people in. So we staged it for you. Hopefully that you'll have a good time with us, and I think you will. We're a good group of people. We agree to disagree, but at the end of the day, we're all here for one goal, which is the borough of Waltham. And that's all I have to report right now. Financial Administrative Committee, Mr. Schlero's not here tonight. Fire and Police Protection Committee, Ms. Sarah Colas.
Thank you, Mayor. Starting with the police department, we've seen a slight uptick in DWI arrests over the last month or so, something to be concerned with, so the police are keeping an eye on that. We had another 2 catalytic converters stolen. There are certain cars that are targeted more frequently than others. Chief Messner will have the Detective Bureau put something out about this. In one instance, a neighbor witnessed the theft but didn't call the police. We've also had a couple of other cars rummaged through. We again remind residents to not leave anything of value in their cars overnight, especially loose change. It makes the vehicle more likely target. Vehicles should also be locked, especially overnight. Keith Bernard graduated from the police academy on the 14th and is currently undergoing his field training officer program, and this process normally takes about 2 months. Our junior police academy class started yesterday, as the mayor mentioned, and there will be a graduation ceremony on Friday. Moving on to the fire department. For the month of June, so far they've responded to 8 calls for service, 2 of them being mutual aid. Drills for June have consisted of members trained in advanced charged hose lines through buildings with obstacles. We also held our annual grad ball walkthrough and hose layout in preparation of grad ball night. Some community events. On May 25th, they attended the Trap Vegan Field Day and participated with the police department in a tug of war against the 5th grade class. On 5/31, members marched and attended the borough's Memorial Day Parade as well as the ceremony. On June 1st, they attended WHS Mental Health Day. They also set up an obstacle course for all who wish to participate. On June 6th, members attended the career fair at the high school. And on June 19th, the fire department was invited to the Junior Police Academy recruits, and they were put through a series of hands-on activities throughout the afternoon. In conclusion, they watched members perform vehicle extrication demo. The fire department also attended the graduation last Friday, and 2 junior members graduated from high school, as well as members' children. The fire department has also gone to support, and they held the annual grad ball standby, as I mentioned. Lastly, this past Saturday, 6/17, the fire department celebrated ex-chief Tom Tango's 50th anniversary as a member of the fire department. We held a family barbecue in Borough Park, and everyone had fun. Thank you.
Thank you. Public Safety Committee, Mr. Sherman.
Thank you. I'm going to report on the ambulance corps. The May run report, they responded to 47 calls, which were answered by 18 members, with 1 member answering 30 calls. The second place in that was 18 calls, so quite impressive. 35 calls, the unit arrived on scene in less than 5 minutes. 7 calls, the unit arrived in 5 to 10 minutes. They responded to 5 calls at the Bristol, and year to date they've been there 25 times of their 181 calls so far this year. The age range that they treated was from under 1 year of age to 99 years of age. And a fun fact, Wednesdays during the month of May had the most calls of 10. They brought patients to Newbridge. They went to the Valley Hospital, and they did standby 2 times, once at the car show and once at the graduation. I attended their business meeting last evening, where they informed me they participated in a mutual aid drill held in Allendale with 6 to 7 municipalities participating. And photos from the event were displayed at Valley Hospital during the EMS Appreciation Week, so that was a great honor for them. They were proud to present 2 scholarships to graduating Waldeck High School students that are going into the medical field in college, and those two students are named Brianna Lewis and Rachel Sitag, so congratulations to them. The ambulance corps led a hands-only CPR class at the library. They had 22 residents participate, and it was very well received. They were very thankful to the ambulance corps for providing that service. And for residents to know, they'll be doing another one of those hands-only CPR class in September. The corps members were trained on the new Lucas machines, and they are up and running, and there is one in each rig. The Lucas machine is an external CPR device that will be useful in saving a resident's life if the need arises. Corps members once again wanted to thank the borough for the generosity in buying one Lucas machine for them, and the corps members were able to purchase one Lucas machine with donations they received from residents and businesses. They participated in the Memorial Day Parade by marching. They gave out American flags to the viewers, and they also stuck around after to watch the crowd to see if anybody became ill during the ceremony. They accepted 3 new members this past month, and they're excited to have them join the ranks. The ambulance corps participated in the police academy, junior police academy on Monday, giving demonstrations and introducing the recruits to first aid. Let's see, I discussed the status of the bathroom and the kitchen with our interim administrator Kelly before the meeting, and that is progressing nicely. We got some documentation, and we will be working on that shortly. As you heard in my first part of my report, the ambulance corps is very busy. They answer a lot of calls a month, and they're always looking for additional members. So if you're interested, please reach out. They have several media avenues that you could approach them on. They also are grateful for donations that they receive from people because they purchase their own supplies. They purchase the bandages, the medical devices, equipment, even the ambulance they purchase. And I have to say, when I'm around these people, I am humbled by their dedication to our town and the residents of Waldwick, and their willingness to even assist in mutual aid calls. They will be on standby for the Allendale fireworks on the 4th of July. And let's see, on another note, I wanted to congratulate Ashley Greco on her accomplishment and wish her luck in the next competition. And congratulations to all the high school graduates. It was a lovely ceremony. The weather held off for us to watch it and for the graduates to be recognized. And I also wanted to congratulate the parents on the great job on the grad ball. It was a lovely theme, and I congratulate them on keeping a nice Waldwick tradition going. That's what I have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Public Works Committee, Mr. Ritchie.
There's a comprehensive report, thank you. I have to follow that.
Good. It was 2 meetings I had to cover.
Yes, I was going to say thank you, and apologies for also missing the last meeting. I was traveling abroad, but as always, my heart was in Waldwick.
All right, let's go.
I had a chance to catch up with the superintendent of DPW and get an update on kind of what's been going on. You can kind of break it down into 3 buckets. The first bucket is getting ready for the road program. So every time we pave new roads, we have to upgrade the ramps on each road. You need to kind of take care of all the valves underneath the road. And so they've been focusing on that quite a lot. Second, kind of what's been taking quite a lot of time, but I think was unexpected given the drought, was all of the watering of the new plants that were put into borough property this year. without sprinkler systems. So it's probably the wrong year to have planted something without irrigation, and they've been, I think, watering for 3 to 4 hours a day. So they're taking care of that. I know we're putting in sprinklers next year, so that will help to take care of or solve that problem in future years. And the third bucket is just general maintenance, things like they did a well house rehab, changed kind of the door on the rehab. You've seen them around town doing some hydrant flushing, cutting the grass, things of that nature. So anyway, that is short and sweet, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Buildings and Grounds, Mr. Schack.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First of all, I attended the planning board on June 7th, and we only had one new application for subdivision at 19 Houston Ave and 23-27 Frederick Street. I did not get to attend the environmental meeting because we were at the special meeting we had there, but I did get to talk to the secretary. He wanted me to ask two basic questions of the council. One is that they're going to look into working with the Ridgewood, with Ridgewood on styrofoam disposal. They're going to come back with some the program, and then it should save us some money by doing it that way because the disposal is not as far as a distance for us to drive to the styrofoam to. So basically, I'm asking the council, are they okay with joining with Ridgewood to do the styrofoam?
At our mayor's meeting last week or 2 weeks ago, the mayor of Ridgewood was talking about that, and they're very happy to bring in other towns in to help with them, because they bought this machine and they want to use it, and they want their other residents or the other communities to be able to use it also. I think it's a good idea. It's easy for us to bring it to Ridgewood than to bring it to Riverville.
Haskell.
Yeah, we have to go a lot further with our travel, and
Yep.
we send 2 people out there, so it's.
Yep. Everybody all right with it?
Do we have to pay anything?
It's a minimal fee. It's not as much as you're paying with the other place, and what this is doing is it's offsetting the cost of the machinery that they bought. So either way, we're going to be spending money to haul it out of there. But in this way, it's here in Ridgewood. We could bring a lot of stuff there faster than we could do bring it to Haskell.
What's the cost? Maybe we could combine it with another community.
Well, they are. Ridgewood is doing that. They're looking into it. What they do is they just talked about this with all the mayors. I know some of the mayors are signing up with it, and the mayor of Ridgewood will get back to us to tell us about all that.
Okay.
They basically, right now, we collect the styrofoam, and we have to have 2 of our DPW people take the dumpster all the way up to Sussex County and drop it off there, and we have to pay a fee for that. Whereas we're basically going, one person, maybe 2 people might have to just only go to Ridgewood, and you pay for, I think, so much for a 95-gallon bag volume. But it's not, it should be, probably be cheaper, but it might be about the same, but in any case, our people won't be spending as much time traveling up to Sussex County and coming back. So we'll present it to you guys when we figure out exactly the cost. And the second one is that they're going to put together a flyer, and we'll put it on the website if it's okay with the council about water conservation. They're going to talk about the water, trying to get people to conserve water in summer times. And we've tried to put a couple of things across for ordinances, but it wasn't being taken very well. But we obviously, if you get a state mandated water conservation, then you have to do that. But in this case, we're going to try and just educate the people that they should be trying to conserve water. So if you're okay, if the council's okay with that, we'll also do that flyer and put it out on the website.
Anybody all right? Very good. That's it?
That's it for me.
Okay, thank you. Interim Administrator, Ms. Kelly.
Thank you, Mayor. Couple things. There's a resolution on the redevelopment. We're accepting, this is an RFP, and it's a blanket RFP to seek proposals from any developer that's interested in developing any lot or lots in the area that the council recently determined to be an area in need of redevelopment. This does not obligate the borough to accept any proposal, but it allows for potential redevelopers to submit their thoughts and proposals for the borough to consider. It's a continuous process, and all the proposals are accepted on a rolling basis and considered one by one as they come in. There's also a resolution for the housing. There's 3 resolutions, actually. Let me get to those. 20, 23, 22, 23, and 24. These resolutions authorize the borough to sign agreements with individuals who have applied for and been qualified to participate in the Affordable Housing Improvement Program. This is the Waldwick Affordable Program that we put together. So we established a program to benefit low-income individuals and hired a consultant to administer the program. The consultant has reviewed the applications and indicated that these individuals do qualify for the program. So we're just looking for the approval so that we can execute those agreements. And then the only other thing is Resolution 2023-230. Those are the remaining liquor license renewals for 2023 and 2024, and all the requirements have been met. So
Do you have anything as clerk?
that was it, liquor licenses.
Oh, very good. Our grant administrator, Matt.
Thank you, Mayor. On tonight's agenda, we have our annual application for the NJDOT grant. This year's application is to improve the infrastructure on Schuler Avenue. We will probably most likely get the award around November. Currently, the borough has 2 projects that we have funded, one being last year's DOT grant for Hudson Avenue and last year's Community Development Block Grant for Bonner Place. Both of those, as well as this application, are for majority road paving. At our 88 pre-con meeting, our borough engineer discussed with Kelly and I the possibility of combining all 3 projects into one bid spec to reduce costs. If that was to be decided, they would push back the other 2 projects till after funding for this year's DOT grant was put into place with next year's budget. That's a decision that can be made over the next couple months, but just wanted to give the council an update on that. Additionally, the state has a rolling grant opportunity to help with assistance of eliminating spotted lantern flies. They are awarding up to $15,000 for municipalities to help assist. It would simply be a reimbursement on any invoices we have. There's no resolution needed for this, but I just want to let the council know aware that I am intending to apply tomorrow unless there's any opposition, which I don't think there would be for free money. And besides that, we received 3 AEDs recently. One will be installed here, one at the senior center, and one at DPW. Yesterday, Officer LaPrinzi and I went through the packages just to make sure we have everything. We do, so I'll work to get those installed. And Officer LaPrinzi and John Papendick from the ambulance corps will assist in training everyone to hopefully never have to use them, but in case we do, we'll all be trained in how to use them. And that's all for me tonight.
Thank you very much. William Hutchinson for our borough attorney, Craig Devon.
No report.
And we're not going to vote tonight?
Sorry.
Not going into vote tonight, right?
No.
Okay, good. Consent resolutions and resolutions of the governing body.
Thank you, Mayor. Be it resolved that the following resolutions herewith, listed by consent, having been considered by the governing body of the Borough of Waldwick, are hereby passed and approved. 2023-218, approval of consent. 2023-219, approval of minutes, May 23rd, special closed session meeting administrator, and closed session meeting contract negotiations. Policy votes. A, Waldwick Fire Department requests to paint the back room of the Fire Company No. 1 as part of a refresh to better reflect our history as outlined in the June 12th email. B, HCA requests to use the borough's generator and light tower for their June 24th annual concert in the park as outlined in the June 8th email. C, Waldwick Lions Club requests to hold the Lions Club Family Days Carnival August 8th through August 11th from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. and August 12th from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the Forum School and Village School parking area as outlined in the June 15th email and June 14th letter. D, the Waldwick Girl Scouts request to obtain free guest passes for 125 scouts who signed up for the pool party that was canceled due to inclement weather. Actually, that was supposed to be pulled. I'm sorry.
It's being pulled?
Yeah, we already said no. D. So E is Waldwick Chamber of Commerce requests to turn the town's heel for the month of September for the Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month. F, Vincent LaFaro, 57 Evergreen Street, requests to install a fence along the property line in the rear yard over 5-foot borough drainage easement. G, Alexander Scarpula requests to use Pavilion B on July 8th from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. for a birthday party with alcoholic beverages being served. H, Alina Dean requests to use Pavilion A on July 29th from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. for a party with alcoholic beverages being served. I, Liz Sicola, requests to use Pavilion A 2 p.m. to dusk for a baby shower with alcoholic beverages being served. 2023-220. Authorizes the borough to issue a request for redevelopment proposals. 2023-221. Authorize execution of homeowners program agreement for the Waldwick Home Improvement Program, Sheila Kane, for the property located at 43 Monroe Avenue. 2023-222. Authorizing execution of homeowners program agreement for the Waldwick Home Improvement Program with Irving Bank for property located at 20 Wanamaker Avenue. 2023-223. Authorize execution of homeowner program agreement for the Waldwick Home Improvement Program with Judith Mosca for the property located at 25-1 Tamaron Drive. 2023-224. Approve to submit a grant application and execute a grant contract with the New Jersey Department of Transportation for the improvements to Schuler Avenue. 2023-225. Award a fair and open contract to DTS Trucking LLC for Yvonne Street Bank Stabilization in the amount of $90,835. 2023-226. Change order number 2 to Scioppi for the administration building remediation and repairs project. 2023-227 is not used. 2023-228. Amending change order number 1 for La Forza Construction for the Borough Hall parking lot expansion in the amount of $8,953.49. 2023-229. Approve the Waldeck Lions Club request for borough services in conjunction with the Family Days Carnival. 2023-230. Authorize liquor license renewals 2023-2024. 2023-231. Authorizing refund and permit fee and road opening escrow. 2023-232. Accept resignation of Marcella Matei as head swim coach. 2023-233. Appointment of head swim coach Meredith Stroud. 2023-234. Appointment of 2023 pool lifeguards. 2023-235. Appointment of borough administrator Stephen J. Neal. And 2023-236. Tax overpayment. And 2023-237. Payment of vouchers.
Do I have a motion and a second to accept? Motion by Terry, second by,
I need a little clarification.
I
Are we
did-
allowed to pull things now?
Yes.
let me do a motion.
Alright,
Motion by
sorry.
Terry, second by Paul. On the question. Yes.
Oh, go ahead, you go first.
Oh, thank you, sorry.
No
Can
problem.
we please pull 2023-231 so I could ask a question about, or do I ask a question and then we vote on it?
No, you-
We'll pull it, we'll vote, and then we'll go back to that one.
Okay.
Okay.
And then on 2023-235, don't we have to approve his contract, or we do that at the next meeting?
It's not really, there isn't a contract per se.
Oh, okay.
It's just, there's a term sheet.
Oh,
And then he follows the, the manual and the statute.
okay, thank you.
You wanted to pull something, I guess?
No.
No. And
Can we pull policy vote B from consent?
you want to pull that? Okay. We have a motion and a second. Clerk, take the roll, and then we'll go back.
Sure. Ms. Saracola?
Yes.
Mr. Ritchie?
Yes.
Mr. Schatz?
Yes.
Mrs. Sherman?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Now,
So let's go to 2023-231.
Okay, I was a little unsure. Did they have to open the road on this?
231. Let me go back to it. I have to go to it. No, they didn't do anything. They didn't have to do anything. That was the whole reason why.
Okay, so they
Yeah.
didn't dig a hole?
No, this actually came from Mike.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, then I'm good. Thank you.
So we need a motion and a second.
we have a motion and a second to accept this one. Motion by Mike, second by Terry. Anyone have a question? Clerk, please take the roll on that one.
Yep, Ms. Saracola?
Yes.
Mr. Ritchie?
Yes.
Mr. Schatz?
Yes.
Mrs. Sherman?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Going back to number B.
Policy vote B, which is, okay, yep.
Yeah, so I just wanted to say a few words about this. So to kind of refresh everyone's memory, we spoke as a council a couple months ago about HCA Park. For those who don't know, HCA Park is it's a park that is kind of owned and maintained by an association on the other side of town. You know, a couple of us have seen it, and I think as a council, we wanted to do what we could to help the association maintain, but also add upgrades to the park. We have access to grant money. We have a DPW department. There's a lot we can do to kind of turn that into a park that's a little bit nicer and more useful for residents. So I had a chance to meet with the association along with the mayor, and I think Councilman Shalaro was at that meeting, and we offered that out to them. The residents that are a part of the association were there in attendance. Wonderful people. I think they're very committed to that park. The word that they continued to use in the meeting was the autonomy that they had. They really loved to be able to kind of come and go as they please, do what they could with the park. A lot of the folks in the meeting kind of view HCA Park as an extension of their own backyard, and I learned a lot at the meeting. I learned that they have in the past and they will in the future ask residents who aren't a part of the association to leave the park if they're caught there. So they really do feel like this is a part of their homes, and I think it was a great meeting. I left with a newfound kind of understanding of how the park works. I left kind of thinking that HCA really is theirs. I view it as I would a private home within the borough of Waldwick, and so I look at this as us giving a generator and light tower to a home in Waldwick, which I just don't think we should do. So I think I would vote no for this policy vote.
Anyone else have a question on this?
I understand what you said, Councilman Ritchie. Don't we lend these lights to the soccer association and the football association and different organizations that ask to use them, including the schools and such? Like, I feel like the HCA community, although they do have that park and it's theirs, they're still taxpayers of the borough of Waldwick, and they're asking for the lights for one evening for an event that they're holding. I don't see a problem with it.
Yeah, I guess just if I could respond, I think what really resonated with me was that if you were not a member of HCA, you're not allowed in that park. Soccer, baseball, football, that's open to all residents of Waldwick. So that's where I kind of make the distinction.
Anyone else? Yes.
Quick question. I don't think we actually, we mentioned, sending these lights or anything to residents and everything. I don't think we do public groups and stuff like that. We let them use them, but I don't think we actually give them to the residents, like generators. We can't give generators to residents at all. So I don't think and that's it's its own private group. It's not a public group. It's a private group. I just wanted to make that statement.
Anyone else? Clerk, take the roll.
This is policy vote B.
Yes.
Ms. Saracola?
No.
Mr. Ritchie?
No.
Mr. Schatz?
No.
Mrs. Sherman?
No. You made valid points.
Okay, you'll let them know.
I will let them know.
Okay. And now we will have the advertised business. We have one advertised business. The clerk kindly read ordinance number 2023-14.
Ordinance number 2023-14, an ordinance amending Chapter 91 Vehicles and Traffic, Section 13, Residential Parking Permit of the Code of the Borough of Waldwick.
Department truck might not be able to get through an ambulance. And what we are doing is we are passing a ordinance stating that between the hours of 8 a.m. and 12 p.m. you cannot park in that street. Only if you are a resident of that street, you have to come to the police department, you've got to show proof, and then you will get a permit, and that permit will be in your window of your car, and you're allowed to park there. By doing this, we're keeping everybody who's not of the neighborhood away from that area so that there's no more congestion in the area. We've done this with a couple of other streets, and it did work, and the residents of that area came forward and asked us if we would do it also for them. It's a liability if something ever happened, that's a vehicle cannot, emergency vehicle cannot get through that street. And I've been down there, I've seen cars on both sides of the street, and it's hard to get anybody down there. So that's what we are proposing tonight. Anybody else from the council would like to comment?
I just have a quick question. Where determine the hours, like is it 8 to 12 what we have for the other ordinances?
Yes.
Yeah,
And that
everything's
helps
the same.
because of like
Commuters,
Commuters,
yeah.
so they have to,
Yep.
they have to get to work.
Okay.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Anyone else? I close the public's comment, I close the council's comments and open up to the public. Anybody from the public would like to comment on this ordinance that was just read? If not, I close the public's comments and I call for a motion and a second to pass this ordinance on second reading and that the clerk be authorized to advertise in the local legal newspapers as required by law. Do I have a motion and a second? Motion by Mike, second by Katie. Clerk, please take the roll.
Ms. Sericola?
Yes.
Mr. Ritchie?
Yes.
Mr. Schatz?
Yes.
Mrs. Sherman?
Yes.
Okay, we have two introduction of ordinances. Will the clerk kindly read the first one, which is ordinance number 2023-15.
Ordinance number 2023-15, an ordinance amending ordinance number 2023-01, Chapter 35, Business Insurance Registry, Section 35-1, to change the annual registration deadline.
A motion and a second is in order to pass this ordinance on first reading and that it be advertised in the local legal newspapers required by law, setting a public hearing 2 weeks from tonight's meeting at 7:30 p.m. or soon thereafter as the matter may be reached. Do I have a motion and a second? Motion by Paul, second by Katie. Anyone on the council have a question for this? What this is that businesses and owners who have rentals are required annually to get a certificate of occupancy. What we were doing is,
Certificate of insurance.
I'm sorry, certificate of insurance. What we were doing is we're changing the time frame from doing it from February to April. That's what we're doing, we're changing the months. Anyone else? Clerk, take the roll.
Ms. Sericola?
Yes.
Mr. Ritchie?
Yes.
Mr. Schatz?
Yes.
Mrs. Sherman?
Yes.
Okay.
One more.
The last one would be, would the clerk kindly read ordinance number 2023-16.
Ordinance number 2023-16, an ordinance amending Chapter 48 fees, Section 1-10.3, escrow for off-duty and outside employment by police officers.
Motion and a second is in order to move and pass this ordinance on first reading and that it be advertised in the local legal newspapers as required by law, setting a public hearing 2 weeks from tonight's meeting at 7:30 p.m. or soon thereafter as the matter may be reached. Do you have a motion and a second? Motion by Mike, second by Paul. Matt, you could answer this one for us. You've been dealing with the police on this.
Yeah, this ordinance has to deal with police outside duty shifts. When you see PSE&G doing work or Verizon, there's oftentimes a police officer there helping them out. Those officers are not on their own time. They're getting paid by the utility company to help assist with what they need. Currently, our outside duty is handled solely by the police department. So if PSE&G needs police officers, they come to the lieutenant or chief, and then it gets scheduled by them via seniority, and that's really done through in-house. What this ordinance is doing is allowing us to use a secondary service to handle the scheduling. And this ordinance is not setting a contract with the company, it's just simply allowing us, if the police department wants to have a secondary service come in and do that. It's important to note the borough collects 6% administrative fees for any shifts. This ordinance does not change that. If outside service charges one we're in contact with is 8%, that's on top of the 6% we already received, so the borough will not be losing any funds. The police department tends to be for this because they feel it will open up to more shifts because this company called Jobs for Blue handles a lot of outside duty shifts. But again, this ordinance is just allowing us to do that. It's not setting any precedent that we have to or entering into an agreement.
Anyone else? Yes.
Matt, this is in addition to them being able to go and do the off-duty, or is it a replacement of them?
No, it's the same outside duty shifts. It would just be a secondary company would essentially handle the scheduling and receive payments from PSE&G and give them to the borough. So nothing changes in terms of the shifts that the officers do. It's just that the chief and lieutenants who assign the shifts now and coordinate with PSE&G or Verizon, they wouldn't be doing that. This outside company would be doing it for them. It's a management firm, and that's why when I heard it's one company, this is if we go into a contract, when they charge 8%, my first question was, well, is the borough going to lose our 6% because we don't want to lose the revenue? They assure me it does not. But again, this is still for the police department to decide once if this ordinance passes, if they want to move forward with it. It's just allowing us the opportunity to do so.
Anyone else? Yes.
So I'm assuming we would have to pay something, right, to get this started?
No, we wouldn't pay, PSE&G would pay that vendor. So if our officers, I believe their rate is a minimum $85, we take 6% in addition to that, and then the fee, the firm that if we chose to go with, their fee would be in addition. That's what I wanted to stress, that we're not losing any revenue opportunity. And then if the ordinance passes, then we still have to review the contracts and the proposals if we move forward. This is just allowing us to go to that step, but it's not agreeing to anything with any company.
Okay.
Anyone else? Clerk, take the roll, please.
Ms. Sericola?
Yes.
Mr. Ritchie?
Yes.
Mr. Schatz? Mrs. Sherman?
Yes.
Okay, anyone from the council have unfinished business? Just wanted to let everyone know that if you still want to purchase a banner for a veteran, deceased or living, you still have an opportunity to do it. Tonight I just took another person who's called about doing it. We're trying to get them here into the borough before Veterans Day, because after Veterans Day, all the banners are taken down for the holiday banners. So you could come into Town Hall, speak to Kelly, or go online and get the application and submit your information on the website, or come in person for it.
The deadline is July 14th.
July 14th?
Mhm.
Okay, July 14th, the deadline on that one. And also, don't forget that our next council meeting won't be until July 18th. During the summer months, we only have one meeting a month. Any other unfinished business from the council? New business from the council? Anybody got new business? Nobody got new business? Okay. Public comments. Anybody from the public would like to comment, please come up to the microphone, state your name only, not your address.
My name is Dave Idelson. I'm president of the Waldwood Lions Club. I just want to extend our thanks to the mayor, council, and the interim administrator for the expedited approval of our request for borough services and approval to hold the carnival, and we appreciate the work that you've done for us. Thank you very much.
You'll get our bill in a minute.
No problem. I'll give it to our treasurer.
Very good. Anyone else?
Good evening. My name is Jeff Stevens. I'm the president of the Waldwood Fire Department. I just wanted to say thank you on behalf of the fire department for allowing us to face back with Company 1. Part of a larger project that goes into our 3 goals for the year, which is improving the brotherhood and sisterhood of the fire department, increasing our membership, and continuing to serve the community. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Good evening, my name is Peter Caldwell. I'm also a resident of Tropec Lane. I just want to thank the council and thank the administrator for your support in putting up traffic conditions on the council, on the road. It's a small town, Preston. I don't know if you realize it, but all the utility trucks and the moving trucks, they back in backwards. They have to navigate through those trucks. So I think this resolution will really help us out. Thank you.
Well, let us know how it works once it's enforced.
Thank you.
Just let us know from time to time. Thank you. Anyone else?
Al Colvin.
No.
Anthony, please.
You beat me to it.
First of all, I'd like to welcome Mr. Neal to our town. I think you're gonna have a good time here.
You just be good, Al.
They're all speaking into their microphones very clearly. You put them I'm having a good time. My question is Verizon planning on maybe putting some more poles up somewhere? I'm getting terrible reception on my phone. When I'm home, I can't call out and I can't get a call in. No bars whatsoever.
Tamron has the same problem, and Tamron's working on it with
Well, that's
Verizon
fine by me, yeah.
to put a pole up. I don't know if it's gonna work, but we've been trying. We've been,
Good,
doing,
good.
when Patrick was here, we did petitions and everything, and we sent it in to Verizon. So far, nothing, but I know how you feel. I have to go in the middle of a parking lot to talk.
Thank you very much.
You didn't notice the rug, is it nice?
Beautiful road.
Thank you.
Really is. Big difference.
Thank you.
Thank God for that flag, huh?
Yeah. Everyone should have them. Anyone else?
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. Mike McKee. As you know, Patrick, 3 months ago, talked about traffic on Bergen Ave, which is like problems. So I know I sent an email to Kelly that she's going to try and gather everyone together. I know that the traffic study was done 3 months ago. So I'm anxious to
Month and a
see
half.
what's going to come of that.
Yep.
Kelly reached out to me this afternoon about it, but she'll explain to you what's taking place right now.
So I reached out to everybody who's going to participate, the committee, the traffic study committee, including the chief, and the 2 lieutenants, and there's a sergeant who also will be there. So I'm just waiting for their schedules. I have the schedule of the council and the mayor, so hopefully we'll be meeting with Tom, the consultant, probably the second week in July with the new administrator. Steve will also be there. So that's when we'll meet, and then we'll, I guess, have a public hearing or a public meeting shortly after that.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Yep.
And just another note, it was Sunday the 11th. So similar to what I brought up before, my daughter was leaving to go back home, but packing up her car. And not that I sit there and count, right? I'm really not like that. But we were standing outside, and from about 10:03 to 3:20, more than 50 cars came by within like 10-minute period. I'm assuming something came finished at the Superdome or weekend or whatever it is.
Okay.
And I didn't have to count all day long because they were all spooling up 5 at a time at the Center Street. So,
Yeah.
and this happens, quite often. Nighttime, 10 o'clock at night, 9:30. So,
Yeah.
just another example of, I like to see something.
Yep.
So thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Anyone else? If not, do I have a motion to adjourn? Motion by Mike, second by Katie. All those in favor?